Hello, everyone. My name is Kenta KASAI, working for Sophia University. So let me share my slide. Can you see the slide perfectly?
Yes.
Thank you. Today's title of my lecture is Secularity and Religious Rituals at the End of Life in Japan. Excuse me, I cannot speak French, but today's presentation, I will do it in English, but I asked a French handout for you, so please refer alongside my presentation. So first, see the photo, see the image of those peoples in the right side of this slide. In the funeral service, people must wear black and white. This is a way to show the feeling of sadness in case of death. So maybe the wife of the dead wearing black kimono and those two men wearing black tie and black suits and white shirts. And this woman wearing maybe pearl necklace and black suits. Black and white is required style in traditional Japanese funeral service, but it's a little bit changing. So I will talk about Japanese way of dying and especially focus on bones and some focus on spirit. What were Japan's traditional views on death and religion? And how to guide the soul of the dying and dead person? And how to properly handle the remains, bones? How the way Japanese people die changed. In the right side, a photo shows one of the Japanese Buddhist way of dying. This is called Rinju Gyogi. You can see Buddha here and colorful strings connected to the dying people. This shows an image or prayer that may the spirit led by Buddha. So my presentation will be in 6 sections. So secularization, traditional and not traditional, about bone and transformation, and grave closing and conclusion. So let's start. First, I will talk about secularization. Secularization is not monolithic, though secularization often considered as a whole decline of religious activities. I will show 2 examples in France and Japan. Very simple definition of secularization is here. The process by which religious institutions, practices, and beliefs lose their social significance. This is secularization, people consider. But such process is only in some particular domains, not as a whole. So my question is, how varieties of secularization, not a simple secularization process, but varieties of secularization. So it's plural. How varieties of secularization appear in our way of living and dying? This is my question. So this is a French situation. This graph, two graphs shows French Catholic practice. The left one is Catholic weekly mass attendance in France. So you can see very sharp decrease of weekly mass attendance in France among Catholics. Very sharp. And you can also see Catholic baptisms in France. The red one shows infant baptisms. Infant baptism also decreasing, but not so sharp. And you can see green graph, adult baptism. And 2025 and 2005, this graph is little up. You can see why this kind of thing happen. In general, in France, church attendance is decreasing. Weekly mass attendance among Catholics in France is now below 10%. And most Catholics attend only for major feasts or family events, such as Christmas or wedding ceremony. And Catholic baptisms also decreasing in general. Infant baptisms have declined sharply since 98, but adult baptisms are right now surging, and especially youth from 20 to 25, from 80 to 25 now make up 42% of adult catechumens. So it shows partly secularized, but partly not secularized. And this kind of phenomenon, how it is in Japan, secularization in Japan, our next section. Secularization in Japan, about 63% of Japanese identify themselves being not belong to particular faith group. So this shows secularized Japan. This data came from World Values Survey. This is a comparative study all over the world. But many other studies also show almost same number, 60%. So we can consider non-religious Japanese or Japanese who identify themselves non-religious is about 60%. And there is some comparative data. In Korea, 64%, almost same. And in China, 86%, Communist Party. Japan, Korea, China, all three countries have much influence of Confucianism. So still China have Confucian influence. So not all Chinese are non-religious people, but Chinese non-religious people are higher than Japan and Korea. Even though 60% of Japanese people identify themselves as non-religious people, they have some obsession to spirit and bone. And especially bone is important. But I would like to talk about I would like to refer about spirit also. Japanese people share some persistence or obsession to the bone and the spirit or ghost. And the bones are as a crystallization of the deceased person's body. So bones is important. And Japanese people obsessed about bones. And Japanese people also some obsession about spirits or ghosts. This is a crystallization of the disease's last will. So happy spirit can be the guardian of the living people, and unhappy ghost became a threat for the living. So this make ghost as an entertainment. No, get your guide. I will get your guide. And you can see a French guided tour for the haunted place in Tokyo. It cost 60,000 yen, 60,000 Japanese yen, so maybe 100 euro. And there's great place. It seems very haunted. I don't like this kind of tour. But anyway, ghost as a threat and also entertainment for the naughty people. Then I will move to section 2, traditional to post-traditional. And I will use a flyer of a major funeral corporation, Koekisha. This is a flyer. I have found this flyer with my morning newspaper. In Japan, every morning newspaper delivered with some flyer of some shops and restaurants. And I find this, and this is, I believe, this is nice teaching material for you. This, you can only read ending house. And this flyer is a new plan for family-only funeral, new style of funeral. And how they describe new trends, the company shows by these images, and I will zoom in these images. The left one is ending house style of altar. At the center of the altar, I'm afraid I can say this as altar because no Buddha image or deity image, only display to show how the dead person lives. So this is to introduce the dead person's life and activities. And this is coffin. And we can say this is altar, a Buddhist bell, and Buddhist percussion, and incense offering, and simple chairs, and flowers, and candles, lanterns. I believe those flowers are artificial, not natural flower. So the company use those flowers many times. recycled flowers. And we can compare this left ending house new style funeral to right one traditional funeral altar. At the center, Buddha image, 3 Buddha image we can find, and a very traditional kind of gorgeous house image. Maybe this is the gorgeous house which is offered for the dead person. In other words, so sometimes or traditionally, Japanese people pay much money for this ornament. Do you think it's silly or it's natural? Anyway, many persons pay much money for this tentative, this ornament. If this ornament is gorgeous, it is a very nice funeral. Traditionally, Japanese people consider. But anyway, with the image, gorgeous ornament or gorgeous house for the other world. And lanterns, candles, many flowers, many one-time natural flowers. So just for this time. So it costs very much. And lanterns, candles, and incense, and Buddhist bell, and incense offering. At the end of a funeral, those flowers are cut, and people offer those flowers for the dead person and put them inside, around the person's body, those natural flowers. This is traditional Japanese funeral style. The display expresses the dead person's characteristic activities and not face. So from this image, you can see this person in his life enjoy music, maybe musician or just a hobby and nice hat and nice instrument. And this is coffin and some friends talking with or about this person. Another person talking here. And this also shows the newness of this ending house. This person, look at this person. This person do not wear black and white costume in comparison with Japanese traditional funeral costume, black and white and black tie. This person wears a casual jacket and blue shirts, and he do not wear necktie. Brown pants. All other people do not wear black and white, but maybe she might be wife of the dead or very intimate friend of the dead. So she wear dark suits and dark skirt, but no Buddha image or no deity image. So this is non-religious funeral. This image also shows how non-religious this funeral service is. This looks like Japanese standard living room. So, hearts and music instrument and tatami mats here. And this is the meal after the funeral. Traditionally, after the funeral, a good meal served. Usually, sushi is served. This looks rather casual. So you can see the change from traditional Japanese funeral style to post-traditional new style, more non-religious, more non-casual, more casual style. So in the third section, I'd like to talk about bone, from flesh to bone. So now I will talk about Japanese funeral process. In Japan, almost 100%, not all. There is some place still people do not practice cremation, but most Japanese people cremated. And the left image shows crematorium. I dislike this place. This looks like elevator hall of big building, but in reality, inside this door, big fire to burn the coffin and the body. So I do not like this place. Sometimes I experience some funeral service, including my father, my grandmother, and my brother. I don't like this place. Very horrible for me. But anyway, on that platform, the coffin and the body go into this crematorium. About 1 hour, very strong fire burn everything, and only bone and ash. We pick up bones and ashes and everything into this bone pot. We use long chopstick, very long chopstick. This is not for our meal. Our meal, proper size chopsticks. But in bone collection, we use very long chopstick, and 2 persons in collaboration to pick up one bone. One bone, 2 persons, so 4 chopstick. 4 chopstick, 2 persons in collaboration pick up one bone. So this is unusual. Only bone collection in funeral we do this. Unusual practice just for funeral. And if the bones, when the bone pot are full, we close it. And about 2 months after the funeral service, we moved it to grave. This is a photo of my family grave. And the underground of this this grave, and the underground of this grave, there is a space for this pot. I will show you the process of dealing with bone. Carrying this bone pot directly is unusual. It is very impolite manner for Japanese. It looks like people walking naked. So we put this bone pot into a box, special box, very nice box. And we also put this box inside this bag. In this illustration, the box is visible inside the bag, but in reality, it is not transparent and unusual. Most popular and traditional, we put them bone in grave. So in underground, there is a space. This is called karoto, and this is bone pots. So only in time of placing bone inside the karoto, we open the grave and put the pot inside and close the grave. And the monk come and do special service or special chanting, a special sutra to console the spirit of the dead. But what is important to keep grave is to subscribe permanently the place for the bone in cemetery. We have to pay yearly for the company of the cemetery or for the temple who have cemetery. So recently someone choose alternative. This is home altar. So some people put bone in home altar. Or another choice. Some people carry the bone. Portable bone pot keeper. So in this bottle, part of the bone or powder of bone and seal it. And in this bottle keeper, we keep this by this key holder or by this chain. We carry this as a locket. Another choice. Small bone pot. So most of the bone are in grave, but part of the bone in this pot for home. You know, this white pot, this white china remind us whiteness of bone. So place this pot directly is impolite. So we put this in this bag. But think about this. This pot, nice design. It's like melon or some fruits. So place this on the table or on the closet. It does not looks funny. So this is an alternative way to place bone. And because bone is very sacred, Japanese people consider bone is very sacred. So bone should be placed in grave and maintain the grave clean. This is standard style or standard moral for Japanese. So Japanese people visit yearly or seasonally, or some enthusiast monthly, or unusual enthusiast daily visit graves. But because bone is so sacred, some prefer to carry the bones as a handy accessory, or some keep the bones at home by financial difficulty. Because to keep grave, we have to pay. We have to keep subscription. They give up placing the bone in their grave. And some Japanese people in economic difficulty, in Japan's economic situation makes them difficult and makes them give up placing the bones in their grave and keep the bones their home. This is a problem for Japanese. There's some transformation in funeral rituals. Look at two types of bone, two types of graves. We had a dream of eternal memorial by beautiful granite graves. You can see my family grave shining. Can you see? Shining. And it's kind of mirror. It's granite beauty. Very beautiful graves. Don't you think? Every time we visit the grave, we polish this and we keep it beautiful. Offering flowers and offering incense and some fruits or drinks. The people's favorite. So we had a dream of eternal memorial by beautiful granite graves. And the left one is a military cemetery in Osaka. So many stones. And this is many military people's memorial. Let me introduce about it. This is an example of difficulty in management of soldiers' graves. This is only one of the few remaining sites, the Sanadayama Army Cemetery in Osaka. This is the graves of soldiers from the late 19th century to early 20th centuries. So, no relatives of these soldiers living. No relatives remain to manage them. So only the central government or local government can handle it. But central government or local government do not want to manage them because it costs so much and no relatives alive and no relatives claim to keep this. So there is two reactions of the people. One reaction is positive reaction. Some people, some volunteers regularly clean up and memorial and spirit consolation service they do as volunteers. No one pay for it. And also there is negative reaction. Naughty people sneaking in there at night as a haunted spot. Excuse me. So, in general, a simplification trend of funeral rituals. Cremated bones should be in graves after a few processes of funeral service. It is general, traditional Japanese funeral and deal of bones, but there is alternatives. There is direct cremation and burial without funeral service. Even without funeral service, direct cremation and burial or portable bone. As I have told, portable bones to experience presence of the dead or direct cremation because of financial hardship. Section 5, grave closing, hakajimai. I will show my partner's family case for you. Annual death in Japan, growing, of course. Japanese society is highly developed. Highly developed. なんだっけ。高齢化社会。I forgot the proper word for Japanese highly developed old, highly developed aging society. Japanese society becomes. So annual death numbers growing. And at the same time, grave closure trend. Grave closure is also increasing. Many people die. So we can count many graves, but the plus is not many grave closing and many reburial. Why? Japan's trend grave closing. The reasons of it is Japanese graves are often maintained by family members who also pay grave subscription. Female members often find it difficult to keep the family name and responsibility to maintain the family grave. I am also responsible to keep grave subscription. And in my case, I am in rural area around Tokyo, so I am paying about 300,300じゃない。 300じゃない。30 euro for, I am paying 30 euro for yearly subscription to keep my family grave. And people have come to realize the other alternatives to remember the dead. For instance, portable bone keeper. And people moved to the big city and experienced difficulty to visit the grave in rural area. So for this kind of people, some choices, some alternatives. The first alternative is to transfer bones in personal or family graves. To transfer bones from personal or family graves to the shared grave of same temple. So this requires perpetual grave maintenance agreement, not yearly. Perpetual grave maintenance agreement, not yearly subscription. From yearly subscription to perpetual grave maintenance agreement. The second choice is to change grave subscription to some another temple, closer and easier to visit, to some suburban area. Many Japanese people from rural area to move to big city like Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, Fukuoka, Sapporo, something like that, some place like that. So they have to change rural grave subscription in rural temple to some another temple closer and easier to visit in some suburban area in around the big city. This is second choice. And the third choice is to terminate the subscription itself. This is grave closing. And our family's choice is the first one, to transfer bones from personal or family graves to the shared grave of same temple. So perpetual grave maintenance agreement, our choice. This is my partner's family grave. This is portable altar and priest, two priests, because our partner's families very strong connection. Our partner's family are very faithful people and keep good connection to the temple. So father priest and son priest, two priests for our grave closing ceremony. It is very gorgeous ceremony in Buddhist context. And he is stone mason. He take care of these stones. He opened the grave and pick up the bone pot. And this is bone pot. Inside the grave, long ear makes inside the bone, there is so much humidity, and inside the bone, there is water. So before this service, grave mason turned down the pot and make the water out from the pot. This is the door of Karato. So move this stone and open the grave and put out the bone pots. And further priest and some priest, two priests chanting in front of the mausoleum. Mausoleum is sharing grave, and this is inside the mausoleum. You will see the shelves, and on those shelves, those priests put the bone pots. And at the end of keeping this pose, all these stones put together in one bag for our partner's family. So all these bones in the near future bundled together in one bag. This is grave closing. So let me conclude. So secularization is not a simple monolithic process, but multiple phenomena. And in Japan, traditional funeral rituals were formed in post-World War II period. So traditional funeral style formed in 1950s and 1960s, 1970s. And this traditional funeral style also changing. And both people's mindset and economic reason cause simplification and individualization of funerals. This is my conclusion. This is bibliography. And this is end of my presentation. Thank you for your attentive listening. Thank you.